Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have my husband here with me. So today is our 9 years anniversary, wedding anniversary, right? So we got married in 2015, June 20th. And so I've put together some questions for him to answer. So I asked him to come and answer these questions here on this channel. Maybe introduce yourself. I mean, you've introduced yourself before on this channel, but still introduce yourself again.
You've done the introduction. You said I'm your husband.
My husband, what is your name? I know you're my husband. What's your name?
My name is Eches Onachukwu, husband of one wife.
Is that all you have to say to us?
Yes, yes.
I have like a whole list here. But I'm going to be asking some questions that we're going to be answering like together. So if he answers, I answer. Just to get to know like a little bit about how much we know about each other. And then I'm also going to go ahead and ask some, more marriage inclined questions.
But you prepared the question, so you already know your answer.
Not really.
So if you ask me, how will I? You're supposed to be prepare your own question and I prepare mine. So if you ask yours, then I ask mine.
You can still come up with
Okay.
It makes sense, but if you have something to ask me, you can ask.
Okay.
Right? It's not a problem.
Okay.
Okay, so the first question, what's my favorite color?
Your favorite color? Yes, is it this one? Purple.
Purple. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember you wore purple shirt on my wedding.
Yeah, so and your favorite color is blue.
You prepared the question, so you know the answer.
I know before.
Okay.
If you have things to ask me, you're going to get your turn.
Okay, but I didn't prepare my question.
Give up, my guy. Okay. What's my favorite food?
Favorite food, abacha.
Okay, he got it. And your favorite food is beans and plantain.
What of favorite food?
No, babe. Your favorite food is beans and plantain.
No,
You eat everything, but your favorite food is beans and plantain.
Okay.
Say the truth.
It's one of the ones I like, yes. You're right.
You prefer it?
Yes, no.
So why were you saying
They should like it anyway.
He likes beans and plantain. In fact, it's in their family. Plantain is in their family. Between both of us, who is the stricter? Like, who is stricter between both of us? Strict.
Strict?
Yeah.
I think it's you.
Really? Why did you say so?
Of course, because if I say you can change, but if you say I cannot change.
Really?
Uh-huh.
No, babe.
Except you don't want to take decision, but if you take decision, I don't change.
Okay. Between both of us, who talks more?
Definitely me.
See, you see all those things they say? Men, they don't talk, they put things in their heart. It's not in this house. We are the opposite of it. He's the one, he's like, what's a radio? His frequency is always on. There's always gist.
Because I believe in communication.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, it's good, right? I talk, but I don't really like long story.
You understand? It's not a foreigner. So just say it the way it is to you. And yes, that's a proper way to communicate.
Okay. Anyway, that was just like to break the ice. So I'm going to go into like more intense questions in marriage that probably some of you might have, but also, if we have examples from our own or how we can, what we can say based on our own experience, we can also share that. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, do we quarrel? Do we disagree?
Why not?
Yeah. And so how do we handle our disagreements?
Definitely, we are not going to agree in everything. Yeah. So I have my own way. I'm usually not, even if I'm persistent, I'll always like show my reason. But even if it's not like acceptable to the other person, always leave rooms for adjustments. So I think that's the most important thing. And one more thing I think I observe, one of the content of disagreement is usually whenever we discuss about anything or maybe we get, you always factor your opinion based on emotions. I factor my opinion based on logic and plain facts. So this is always like like I give you a typical example. You see this car. Oh, just because you like that car, just have seen it and you like it. Now, for me, I'm checking the logistics. What brand of this car is this? Is it serviceable? If you have problem, how are you going to maintain it? How are you going? So I'm looking at many more logistics about the car, not just like, oh, I see this car, the color, everything, just like keys in and just you develop emotion of liking the car. But for me, I'm looking at logic, and most times I'm trying to bring the logics or the facts about this kind of thing, but because you are immersed in emotion into like, oh, I already fell in love with this thing, it's hard for you to change it. So at some point, I have to compromise. Either like, okay, well, let's go now, or maybe, oh, this is not definitely not good for us, or this will cost us more, or something like that. I'm giving an example.
Okay, because I was going to say that okay, it was your choice, right? You
No,
had
no,
you were the one who convinced me. I was questioning. I was saying, hope this one, hope it's not this, hope it's not that. You were
yeah,
the one who
yeah, that's what I'm saying,
convinced me.
because you didn't go with me, so you didn't have an emotional attachment. So
No, but you sent me the picture when you were there.
yes, but yes, you are still not there. You didn't visualize it yourself, like experience it. So you were relying on every information. And I remember when I went the first time, as I was describing the car, you said I should leave the car and come back, right? That I shouldn't buy it. The reason being because I'm trying to give you the real picture fact. But in my mind, I was okay with the car. But I'm trying to give you the real facts of the car, right?
No, but
So
yeah, but I understand what you mean. Just to point out that I later ended up shifting grounds and accepted that if we buy that one,
yeah, because
so it will not look
not
like
the
you are
one
the
is
only
that
one
we
shifting
we
grounds for
we
me.
needed a car and it was urgent, and if we don't buy it,
But that was not the only car we checked, right? We checked so many cars before then.
yes. So because I have to explain many times because we found many other cars, right? But we at some point we have to like face what are the physical or maybe the basic requirements we needed. So apart from the physical appearance of the car, we need a third row. We need one with a large trunk. We need so many factors we need that we cannot compromise. So based on that, I wasn't looking at this brand or this not brand or this is. I was looking at to make sure the car can do what I'm buying it for. Not because oh this car is so beautiful. No, it wasn't that
Okay,
factor.
yeah, true. So this is also one of the ways I end disagreements, okay? Because if you argue with him, you're never going to win. Like I said, he's the one who talks more in this house. So after some time, I just give in. End. We just move on, okay? I don't like long story. So the next question is, how do we handle extended family and friends?
In terms of,
Okay, so let's start from maybe visiting.
I think since we got married, we really don't. We've been away
Yeah,
from.
we're not in Nigeria, so
Yeah.
kind of
So
so far away for anybody to even visit. But how do you think that couples should handle um, visitation from extended families?
So I think the idea is like, I mean, we'll be relating with our extended family, but not like physical. I
Yeah,
mean, we've had our parents visiting, or maybe we have our brother visit, but this is occasionally, maybe once in like
a
when we
few
get married.
years.
Yeah, so it's not a big deal. But usually when we relate with them, I think the only thing is that whatever we will decide to do, we usually discuss it together, right? We agree on a particular concept or approach to handle that issue. So whenever issue arises in any of our extended family, we usually like put heads together. How are we going to respond? How are we going to handle this case? How are we going to react? So this also keeps us checked because sometimes one person may overreact, but if it's in checked, then there's somebody like saying, okay, think about it this way. So I think handling both families should be like a joint venture because I think you people are now single entity. So, and then you people have to speak with one voice. It's not like when you come to my family, it seems I agree, but my wife is not supporting it. Or when she goes to her family, it seems that she agree, but I'm not supporting it. So it seems like both of us will agree for this thing. So that once we put our hands, nobody will say, oh, it's the husband that is pushing or the wife that is pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that none of you, either the husband or the wife, should give reason for an extended family member to say, "Oh, it's the other person that caused it, that is pushing, that caused it." Okay, for whatever reason, I think like you said, agreement is very important. So once you agree on that, you are not giving room, okay, for anything. Even if there is a blame that comes up, both of you are bearing the blame. If it's a commendation, both of you are getting the commendation. You shouldn't give room for somebody to start to say, oh, it's the woman that did it. Oh, it's the husband that said it. You know, that kind of, or that pushed for it. So, yeah. Are we allowed to go through each other's phone?
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by allowed.
Allowed, okay.
But I can say we're doing disallowed.
We are not disallowed. Yeah, we are free.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to check my phone, you check my phone. If I want to check his phone, I check it. But I don't make it I don't make a chore out of it. Like, please, can you give me your phone?
Yeah, you should. That's okay.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. Please, can I check something in your phone? Simple.
But I also think what matters most is the mindset.
It's the mindset.
If you are suspecting your spouse,
for me, I believe more in confronting the person than going to snoop around.
Yeah, that is me.
That's what you go straight to the person.
If you sense anything,
yeah, instead of snooping around, you are not a thief, right?
Yeah.
And I think if two people that are married should not be afraid of each other. That's for sure.
Except if there's distrust already, maybe let me say you've caught the person doing something that he's not supposed to do or she's not supposed to do, and that mistrust is already there. Then I don't think there's anything. I think the first thing you should do is to find a way to heal and trust and bring back the trust. There should be enough trust. I mean, marriage should be built on trust. If there's no trust, then I think it's cohabiting or just like
that's for me. That's just the basic, which is what I'm saying. I always say this for those of you who are not yet married. Okay, think about it when you're doing whatever it is you're doing, whether you're dating or whether you're courting. Okay, what is that? And for me, I think if you want peace, you have to have Jesus. That's the thing. But apart from that too, I feel like even from the beginning, from the foundation, when you are getting into that relationship, when you were still boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever, right? And just going up until the point where you decide to get married. I think the things that are happening all during that period should be like, you should know, right? They should give you signs.
No, people have misconception that they know that this way, but they believe that when they marry, that the person will change.
It doesn't work that way. It's absolutely impossible.
So anything you have an idea that this person have that tendency, you don't have the power to change anybody. So if you are okay to accept that thing, don't feel like, when we marry, he will stop like running.
Yeah, just develop a thick skin to bear with it, to handle it. It's as simple as that because you clearly walked into it, right? If you cannot take it, then you leave it. Don't say I will manage this when you know you can't. You can't manage anything when it comes to marriage.
Or that you can change it. You can't change anything.
No, you can't. Is it okay for a spouse to know all of his or her spouse's friends? Like every friend, including their past friends or the current friends, every friend that they have. Is it the best practice?
I think it may not be feasible because one, your partner may not remember to tell you every friends.
Yeah.
But for me, I maintain that the heart and the motive is what is important.
Yeah.
If I deliberately decide to keep some people off, knowing that I don't want my wife or my husband to know this, that intention alone has made it to be wrong.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the relationship or the other friends are. So I believe any of my friends, my colleagues, once I'm having discussion, I open up and tell her everything that I know. So it's not like a particular this person, I don't want to mention this person's name. Let me keep that relationship by the side. And I don't want her to know that this person is my friend. No.
What of maybe people that could have married your spouse before? In past relationships. Is it okay to tell them?
I mean, it's okay because all these things comes up maybe in terms of discussion. Your normal day-to-day chatting, catching up. Oh, this person. Oh, I remember somebody. Yeah, I remember this guy. When this guy. Oh, I remember this girl or this lady. She was like, these things are gist. But it's possible so many people have so many suitors they cannot even remember. Both the serious one, unserious one, casual one, or people like so some of them may not just like they didn't even make anything out of it. So it's not like they will build a record and table the list of the names and then start telling you, okay, this person just came one day and I rejected them. This person did this thing and say hi and I didn't say hello back. So it doesn't make sense. I think always is what is the intention. It doesn't matter what the person did or what they didn't say or what they didn't do. What matters is what is the intention of keeping that information or seeing that information.
Yeah. Is it right or not right for a spouse to know all of like the total finance, every money that every amount of money, or maybe their bank account balance? So let me just put it that way. So all your account balance, is it okay for a spouse to know, or is it not okay?
I think it's very okay. I mean, you may not need to know day to day.
Yeah.
But logically, or maybe you know what your husband or your wife is earning. That is first. Two, if you are saving together, you might have any plan of what you guys are saving, or if you want to take any project, you can reassess your finances, and I think it should be made open. So it's not like we are planning something and that thing will require money, and I kept some money like I said secret. I don't want her to know that this money exists. Let's only do on this work on this one here. No, I don't think. If it's going to, even if it's saving, you are doing it for good motive, I think the person should be carried along.
So in the family, who is supposed to be in major charge, take major care of the upkeep, like in terms of spending the family expenses? Whose duty is it?
It's me now.
Okay, so it's the man.
Yes, no.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how it works for every other person, but I think God created us, just like I said it before. God created us for different things. God created a man in such a way that if a man cannot feed his family, he doesn't feel like a man. So the utmost target of every man is to make sure he's capable of providing their family, irrespective of the type of job they do.
So what do you say about those men that just don't want to do anything for their family? There are people like that, babe. So men, were they not created like that?
I mean, when we say general, there are always exceptions.
Okay.
Like every human being is not okay. Some people are mad people. So you shouldn't want. You shouldn't. I mean, I'm not saying those people are mad.
I understand your
What
point.
I'm saying is like everybody should not are the same. But what I'm saying, every responsible man knows that his primary and utmost target is to provide shelter over their family. And that's why sometimes we are very, very logical. We want to make sure the money we earn is able to cater the needs of our family. The man is always trying to make sure that he satisfies the need of the family.
Do we tell each other everything? Like every significant thing?
Yes, of course. Except we don't remember.
Yeah. If you tell me something and you say I should not tell my husband, sorry, sorry. I can't even promise you because I know before. Once you say don't tell, I will say okay, don't tell me yet, right? Because I know as soon as I'm entering here, before you know it will just come out. This marriage is the most intimate thing you can ever have, okay, in this life. So you can't afford to be so secretive about stuff, right?
I think keeping things to yourself will even be killing you.
Yeah, right?
If you are free with your partner, except the person is not your wife, if the person is your wife or your husband, I really don't feel there's anything I should say, keep away. That's just like you said. If you tell me anything I say, don't tell your wife. I will simply tell you, don't tell me. But that doesn't mean that when you tell me everything that I'm going to tell my wife anyway. Because there may not be context to tell her, or maybe it may be something negligible, or maybe I didn't even remember.
Yeah, that's why I said
So,
significant things.
yeah. So, but if it is something like I'm gisting, I'll be trying to filter out something so that I make sure that I don't say that, oh, I didn't, no, I won't do that.
How often should a married couple have sex in a week?
That one I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know now.
So, okay, so what's your recommendation? How often do we?
I don't have recommendation. All I know is whenever you feel like it. And the opportunity pays, because sometimes you may feel like it, but there's no opportunity, right? You have kids,
you
you
have
are
kids,
busy,
you are busy.
you got another engagement
Uh,
that sometimes takes priority. So I'm not saying that this one is not important, but okay, assuming you want to go to school in the morning, or somebody have program appointment, or I need to start work, or I need to do, so those things still need to be done. So I can't recommend it. I don't know.
I've heard somebody on a podcast saying 7 days in a week. I'm like, are you for real?
It's possible if they don't have any child, and maybe the person is working like 3 hours or 5 hours in a day, or already have business that he's a business manager. He can wake up by 10, 11, or come back by 2, 3. Some people can have time, of course.
Even if I am not working, even if like you have 7 days a week.
Of course, some people are like they don't have. It depends on the time. But if you are working full time, your wife is working full time, and you have like 4 kids, and you really need to. You don't have a house help. You don't have anything. You really need to do everything. Do the house chores, do the cleaning, do the cooking, do the order. Even if you want, sometimes your body will simply tell you rest.
Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Okay. Do we do PDA? You know what's PDA? Public display of affection. Like maybe when you're going along the street or boarding the train, holding hands, pecking, like tete a tete.
Of course, now I know some people say gum gum.
Yeah, his friend calls us gum gum.
Yeah, but
So we are coming to each other.
we still keep it civil, right?
Yeah,
it's not like I'm coming to like do
become we don't like, for
become
example, start kissing or making out in the public like some people do.
But I think just holding hands like a hand, or maybe I can just put my hand.
Yeah.
Because when you're in public, both kids.
Yeah, you can't constitute
adults,
public nuisance.
yeah,
I don't think it's
public
right.
nuisance,
It's
so.
not right. Anyway, but still, I feel like, especially holding hands, like this, there's something about holding hands that is just very calming. Honestly, I like it when I hold my husband's hands, whether outside like this.
Even when I'm driving, you hold one hand, I use one hand.
The next question: what was your first impression of me when you saw me? Your first impression of me, like maybe before we got married.
I think from the time I have known you, let me not say the first time I met you because I can't remember the first time, but from the moment I have known you personally, like I could say like you're my friend. I think I've always like valued, one, your presence, two, your what do they call it? How a person carries himself. What's it called?
Composure?
Yeah, kind of composure. But there was one, that's what I'm looking for, but I've forgotten. But yeah, something like composure. So
Comportment?
you kind of like an ordered person, very, very like what would I say? You are focused, and you are like results driven. You know what you want, to achieve, and you put that effort to get it. And this is what a man needs: someone that can support you, and somebody that can say, this is it, and then we go in for it. And we've seen many times in here, it works for us that way. So yeah, you are a trusted, reliable friend that I can tell anything and that I will rest assured that it can be used against me. One. Two, you can't spread this just anywhere. So that's just like the things that kept the friendship going until sometime in a point whereby, I had a kind of had a conviction like this should be my wife.
Okay. Anyway, for me, I will always remember the first time I saw this brother. He was in campus fellowship. I think I've shared this thing with you guys before, but the thing was just his uniqueness. Okay, I have always prayed for a playful brother. I wanted to marry someone who is very playful, who can make jokes, okay, who can make me laugh, and who can sing. But he doesn't sing. He doesn't know how to sing. Okay, but like jokes
With this my bunch
making
of
me
kids.
laugh. A lot of you sing with a bunch of kids.
Yes, now that's
No,
it's hard to find. People sing only one key. We sing many keys.
okay,
It's an asset.
good for you. So, how
You've
do
married though.
I know? Do I have any option?
You don't.
So, how do we handle parenting?
I think the most thing about parenting is like for me, what I have learned is to show your kids love and care. Try to earn their trust. Always make them or try to make them show them that you are their confidant. So keep telling your kids that you love them. So this is very important. You may think it's just a mere word. Don't assume that I love them now. Of course, we know you love them, but do you reassure them? Especially if you have the girls, it's easy for somebody to tell them outside, "I love you," and they've never had that word from any of their parents, right? So this can easily, oh, so I found somebody that loves me. But if you reassure them every day that you love them, you care for them, they don't just feel it, but they also listen it, they also hear that word, then people cannot get them easily with those
Yeah,
words.
they will have confidence when they go outside. Yeah, I feel like we agree on most things on our parenting, and also we try to lead by example. We don't raise our voices on each other in front of the children. You can't be in front of your kids. It's not a good thing.
And even when they quarrel, I do ask them, have you seen daddy and mommy quarreling? They say
Quarreling.
no.
Have you ever seen us fighting?
Have you seen us fighting?
No.
They say no. So yeah, leading by example is very important.
Yeah. Have you thought of any question to ask me? Because I think I'm done with all of the questions I wanted to ask.
Why do you make this kind of hair?
Why do I why do you make this kind of hair? So we are 9 years today, and we still have a lot of years to to go if Jesus tarries, right? And so, what do you have to say to our viewers, like to people, married people, watching us? Any advice or last, words before we end the video?
Okay, I'll just say like marriage is a journey that doesn't really have a fixed destination, right? So go into it with trust and with faith in God. Once you put God in the center, and there's that kind of trust, I mean, the sky is just the starting point. There's no limit of what both of you can achieve.
Yeah.
I value my wife so much, and okay, let's say we moved recently, right? I had to like follow you. You are the one that actually brought us, but it's kind of cooperation. You have faith in your partner, you trust, and you want good of each other.
Yeah, I came here for my PhD.
So
at U of C. I got admission for PhD, and he resigned from his job, and we moved down here. Okay, now he's already found another job, thanks to God. So, but that's a very huge sacrifice or step to take, right? To just, but it's built on trust and belief. Okay?
I'll put God first because God orders all these things, right?
Yeah.
So God sees, I mean, if God is the center of the marriage and it's being practiced the way God wants it, the blessing that follows it is very uncountable. I have to take myself purposely to memory lane to be remembering each year by year. For me, I just say, oh, we just got married, okay, we are here. In fact, I can't even remember how our kids are growing alike. They're already at this point.
Yeah, like they're going so fast. Oh my goodness.
So,
God is good though. What do you have to say to me?
what do I have to say to you now? That one is personal.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and comment, okay? If you have more questions, you can drop them in the comment section and maybe some other time we can look at them, okay? Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.